What's up guys, it's LINUS Giggles here, and we just hit 100 subscribers. I want to say thank you all so much for helping me reach this goal. Obviously, I couldn't have done it without you. If I just did it to myself, I would have to make 100 accounts, and that actually wouldn't be that fun. But this channel is about a year old, and like, when I was first starting out, and like, even like 6 months after I started, like half a year ago, I was like, man, I'm never gonna get to 100 subscribers. Like, nobody sees my channel, nobody cares, nobody thinks I'm funny, blah blah blah, and I've been proven wrong by 100 people. So thank you so much. Today, we're going to have a celebration, and it's a celebration I've wanted to have for quite a bit. Let me introduce you to the official LINUS Giggles Studio Tour 2026. Before we begin this tour, just know that there are chapters in this video which are timestamps in the description that you can click for your convenience. If there's just a specific part of my tour that you want to see, go ahead and like look through the chapters. And also, severe flash warning ahead, I'm going to do a montage of like everything in my room, and it's gonna be flashy and super highly edited, so if you're sensitive to flashing, please skip to the next chapter. Again, thank you for 100 subscribers, and let's get on with this tour. Okay, so the first couple things I'm going to show off in this tour are things I like to call the 3 main events. The first one being the filming space. So I usually put a wallpaper up here with some blue tack. I don't normally put a floor down, but today I realized how smudged up and like how many marks there were on my desk, so I did decide to put a floor down. And if I'm going between multiple locations in a video, I'll put the extra wallpaper right here on top of this drawer set, which we'll get to in just a second. But yeah, I'm currently filming another video right now where I use both of these wallpapers in addition to this one, so I just put this one to the side for right now. But yeah, this is where the actual filming gets done. This is a little Lego phone stand that I made. It is the most helpful thing ever, and that is in between these 2 desk lamps that I got at Dollar Tree like 6 or 7 years ago. That's not even a 6-7 joke, it was legitimately 6 or 7 years ago. This one's got a bunch of candy bracelets on it that I made when I was in middle school. I don't know why I still have them, because I don't wear bracelets. And then behind this filming space, we have this box that I'm not going to get to just yet. And to make sure I don't forget about it, it'll go right here for now. Like, I'll get to it when we get to this area. And then moving over this way, I've usually got a drink or 2 on the desk, and I usually have these M&Ms here. These kind of float between my computer desk and this desk, because I like to have some fuel, some candy fuel, while I'm filming and when I'm editing. This is a camcorder. I did a couple videos on it, and if you've seen those, you know how bad quality that thing is. And I don't look so good. I keep this notepad right here, and during videos, I will write down ideas just so I don't forget them, like bullet points that I don't want to forget about. As you can see, I've got them for this video. And we've got a handy dandy pen, a multicolored pen, so I can differentiate between stuff. This is my miscellaneous drawer, kind of. So just like the way that I keep these wallpapers here, I keep props from other videos that I'm working on in here. These are all props from that other video I was talking about. Don't mind the frog. He's supposed to be my bathroom. I don't know how the hell he ended up in my room. And these Jenga blocks that I use as counters are also part of that. They just don't fit in that container nicely, so I just stacked them to the side. This shelf here is full of a birthday present for a very special friend. My boyfriend, to be exact. So we're not gonna get into that because he watches my videos. Hi, Mac. The second main event we're gonna get to is this whole shelf up here. These are my displayed pets. So this is my like collector's items kind of, and these are my characters. We're gonna start with the collector's stuff. So these aren't really super rare or valuable things, but they don't exactly fit in with the rest of my collection for the most part. So as you can see, I've got every panda mascot from series 1 through 4, except I don't have series 3. But this turtle, the reason that this turtle is its replacement, because this turtle came in the big boxes that all of the single pet blind boxes are in. Like, he was the display pet that went in there that you could like shake the box and his head would bobble. So I consider him kind of a secondary mascot to the series, so that is why I chose to put him up there. But yeah, we've got those pandas, we've got this little plushy ladybug, got some McDonald's pets. You know, again, these aren't very valuable collector's items. This golden panda, that's kind of more of a collector's item, but I feel like that's not very rare. Cool paperclip dude. This guy doesn't fit in with the rest of my collection because just look at him. We got this fairy who would normally light up, but it doesn't have any batteries in it. And I'm not spending $1 billion on those little circle batteries. This isn't even an LPS. This is John Pork. We got this big jumbo pet. I think these are called deco pets. Long story short, this used to be my siblings who painted it black, and then I inherited it when I was like 10. And I painted this all over it, and then a couple months ago, I started to clean it off, and she's looking pretty good. These are my pet nooks. I have 6 of them displayed, and you may be wondering why only 3 of them have a pet. Well, that's because it's the pet that came with that nook, and I don't have the pets for all 6 nooks. What's funny, though, is the nooks that I do have the pets for, I'm missing the accessory. Like, this one came with glasses, this one came with coral. Don't remember what this one came with, but I don't have it. But the other 6, I'm missing the pet, but I have the accessory. Also, ignore the fact that I tried to rip this sticker off this one when I was like 8. And for the last little part of my collector's items, we have my one and only Blythe doll. She comes with everything except, you know, the box obviously, and the leash that she usually like holds and puts on the dog. And then the only thing she's missing is this comb. So the eBay listing I bought this one off of, it came with a red comb instead of a purple comb. She's supposed to come with a purple comb. That really doesn't bother me, like, literally at all, though. So I'm gonna say she basically comes with everything. Moving over here to my characters. So these are one of 4 things. Number 1, a reoccurring character on my channel. Number 2, a character that I want to make reoccurring on my channel but hasn't been such yet. Number 3, an old mascot. Or number 4, a full body custom that I don't want to, like, put in with the rest of my LPS. First off, we've got Linus's grave. Rest in peace, Linus. If you don't know, this is Linus's original head. I painted it foolishly. I don't know why I did that. I was like, oh, Linus is kind of ugly. Let me make him uglier or something. I don't know. His neck peg is also completely broken, but that's unrelated. And then this dog has Linus's body. I guess you could call Linus an organ donor. Yeah, I wanted to make this one my mascot. This one was my mascot for one video, and I hate him so much. I hate him. And next to that grave, you know, we've got a little picture of him, and we've got another picture of him. R.I.P. Linus. But moving over, we've got Spike, who was my mascot when I started my Instagram account, but I couldn't find him when I started my YouTube channel, so I just used Lenny, because Lenny was the first custom I had made since I was like fucking like 5 years old. But he turned out really well, so I decided to just make him my mascot, and he stayed my mascot even after I found Spike again. And moving on, of course, we have Lenny. Of course, he was my mascot for months when I had this channel. I love Lenny. And next to Lenny is his sister named Amy, who was only in one video. I don't really plan to make her like reoccur, but I still consider her like a character on the channel, you know? And then moving up, we have Trisha. I'm not even gonna introduce her. Watch my other videos if you haven't already. Moving over, we have my very first mascot from my very first video. This one doesn't really have a name. I just kind of call it Mogger because my channel name was Mogger LPS. Then moving up, we have Stoner Guy Dude Man. He doesn't have a name, but he's been in a couple videos, and he is definitely going to be in more. He's actually one of my favorite characters I have. And next to him is an unfamiliar face, his girlfriend, who also doesn't have a name. And next to them is their big giant pet caterpillar, who also doesn't have a name. And then moving over, we have Mr. and Mrs. Claus, who have never been in a video and probably won't be until next Christmas, but I don't know why. I just like them so much that I'm displaying them up here. Moving down, this was my second custom I made. This was, you know, the custom I made after I made Lenny. This is based off of 2 pet chinchillas I used to have. I don't have pictures of them, like, available to me, but here's basically what they used to look like. They used to cuddle together and kind of make like a yin-yang symbol, so I named them Yin and Yang. And then, as a memorial, they didn't die. I mean, to my knowledge, they were rehomed. As kind of like a memorial to them, I made this custom, and I think it turned out super well. She's actually very cute. Next, we got my Beach Bear custom that I want to remake because I'm actually really not happy with the way he turned out. But he's got his surfboard, he's got his guitar, like he's just jamming. Then we have John and his wife. They're from the Whipped Cream Infomercial, and I'm going to make more infomercials in the future. Ignore the fact that I say infomercial. I know I'm saying it wrong. I know it's commercial. I don't know how to say the word commercial, so it makes me not be able to say infomercial. Next up, we have Stanley, the tailless dog. He was in a couple of my videos. I absolutely love Stanley. He will be returning to more videos. I love him. Then we have an unfamiliar face to you guys, but to me, this is very familiar. This is LPS Aesthetic Girl 123, who is the main character from an old skit of mine, who I plan to bring back. And you may be saying, Linus, how is that unfamiliar? People might have seen that video. This isn't the same LPS. She got plastic surgery. I'm gonna explain this. And then finally we have this custom. He doesn't have a name. He's not based off anything. He's literally just a custom. He was like probably like the 4th or 5th custom I did when I started getting back into customizing just for fun. Then we're gonna move down. The third main event we will get to very soon. Just hold on tight for a couple of minutes. Here we have baskets of my characters from specific project. Like these are from one project, these are from another, just all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to talk about those projects in this video. However, if enough people are interested, meaning like probably one or two people commenting being like, oh my god, talk about your projects, I would love to hear about that, then I'm going to make a video on them, and it will be long and talkative, and you're gonna watch it, maybe. And then moving over from them, we have the club. I love this disco ball. I love the like lighting effects that it does. Yeah, we've got the club. These aren't characters for anything. They're just kind of here. We got Rockstar Foxy. Love Rockstar Foxy. I just put him here because like, I don't know. He works with the colors. He's pretty cool. And then we have, Severed Head Sally. Yeah, so this LPS, I took the bobble out of her head because she is severely damaged and I never used her for anything. I took the bobble out of her head and put it inside Linus's head. This is because LPS 322 actually doesn't come with a bobbling head. It comes with like a head that just turns side to side. And I love the design of this LPS. This happened before Linus was my mascot, or like before I was even considering him being my mascot. I just love the design of this LPS and I wanted him to have a bobbling head. So I made that happen. Sally was a sacrifice, and I'm sorry. That's a good tongue twister. Sally was a sacrifice, I'm sorry. And then moving over here, we've just got some other display stuff. So LPS-wise here, we've got a custom of my dog, Chloe, who, there's a picture of her right here. She is the sweetest thing ever. She's like the 3rd custom I made. And as you can see, she is actually pretty damaged. She has fallen off multiple shelves because this body, is the original body of, you know, Sage from LPS Popular, and it is very prone to falling over. But yeah, a lot of the clay and paint has fallen off. I'm very sorry, Chloe, but she still looks pretty cute. And then this LPS is here. This isn't a custom, but I plan to make it a custom of my dog Mimi right there. In that picture, she really just looks like a shadow, but sometimes she does this one ear up, one ear down action, and she makes a funny face, and so I'm going to turn that LPS into a custom of Mimi. And for the other custom, we have a Trader Llama from Minecraft. Here we've got a Minecraft dog, and then here we've got my 2 favorite goth kids from South Park. He's my favorite. He speaks, actually.
No way.
Final thing before we get to the cool stuff, this drawer set. So as I pointed out earlier, I keep my extra wallpaper up here while I'm in the middle of filming stuff, but I also keep this grass here at all times just because that's the most convenient place to put it. Yeah, those are my big patches of grass. There's some smaller ones that I'll show you later. But yeah, here we have pretty small stuff that can go on tables, stuff that can stand on its own but isn't really considered furniture to me. And then in this little bin we have holdable things like, you know, Barbie dolls, phones, just things like that. This next drawer is all kinds of tables, surfaces, shelves. This is like a glasses shelf, those things. Couches, chairs, just seating, and then also beds. Kitchen and bathroom. You may be wondering why those things are mixed together, and that is because I only have one sink and I use it interchangeably between the kitchen and the bathroom. Plus, the other reason is because they were just the other 2 remaining rooms left over, and there wasn't enough, like, stuff in each of them to justify their own drawer, so I just combined them. Vending machines count as kitchen items, by the way. Normalize having a vending machine in your house. And here we've got outdoor stuff. These are the little patches of grass I was just talking about, and then we got a long strip of that grass. This is nature things, all kinds of plants, even like this ice wedge, garden, that stuff. And for the final drawer, we have miscellaneous. So this is miscellaneous furniture. Like, you know, where the hell do you put one of these? Where the hell are you gonna put a loop of fire, huh? You tell me that. You put it in the miscellaneous drawer. And it's not just furniture. We've also got my teensy LPS here. We've got all of the coins that came with series 1 through 3 of the Gen 7 LPS. And then here, we've got something real exciting. Please let me introduce you to my collection of dismembered corpses. There's more in the bag. So these are like the remaining parts of head swaps or also failed customs. This guy, I took the bobble out of his head to give it to yet again another LPS that just didn't have a wobbling head. Don't mind Sage Bond here. I ruined him when I was super little, and I don't want to talk about it. I saw him in the LPS handbook as a girl because he had the bow, and it said she, and I was like, oh my god, let me give her eyelashes! If you're wondering where the rest of the drawers are, that's, they have, like, craft supplies in them and stuff, and they just weren't worth mentioning in this video, so I put them somewhere else. Oh my god, Linus, just show us your LPS already. Linus, you're so hot and cool. Show us your LPS. Linus, I love you. Ladies, jeez. Okay, so this is my LPS collection. I'm not gonna go through every individual pet, that would be ridiculous. Here we've got my sea creatures. They're in a fish tank with plenty of water. I keep them separate from the rest of the gang because I want to know like who I could use in specifically underwater skits, because I find it weird when there's just like a classroom that has like dogs and cats and birds, and then there's just like some random ass octopus. That might not be weird to other people, but it is to me, so I like to keep them separate. And then there's also like hermit crabs and stuff in here who can go on land and like will be in like above water videos. However, I just want to know who I could use for something that takes place underwater, so they go in here. Next up, we got cats and dogs. This isn't because cats and dogs are my favorite molds, it's just because, like, I have the most of them. If my collection was 50%, like, birds and rabbits, then this would be the bird and rabbit drawer. But it's not. Like, 50% of my collection is dogs and cats, so they take up their own big drawer. Next up, we've got the everything else. Kind of. So this is reptiles, this is birds, this is other mammals, all kinds of stuff. I want to get some little containers like these. I'll get to these guys in a second. I want to get some containers like these to go inside of these drawers. I found these at Dollar Tree years ago and haven't been able to find them since. But yeah, I want to divide them up by like farm animals and lizards and fucking hamsters. Right now it's just everybody's there. So speaking of these guys, why are all my bugs in a separate drawer? Is it because I just don't like bugs? No. I mean, I don't like bugs, but that's not the reason that they're in there. So a lot of people are familiar with the concept of using baby caterpillars, which everybody calls crickets, by the way. They're not crickets, they're baby caterpillars. Look at them. But anyways, people are familiar with using crickets as pets in their videos. I think it makes sense to use all bugs, like, by that logic, and so I have been doing that. So we've got butterflies, we've got snails, we got ladybugs, we got spiders, we got bees, we got all of the gang. Moving over here, we get to the box. Now I hope you're hungry, because god damn it, because lunch is ready. These are my silly looking LPS. So a lot of these are knockoff G3s I have. They're really rubbery and stupid looking. I mean, just take a look at this fuck-ass fucking fuck. We also have the one Gen 4 LPS that I own, because he looks dumb. We've got Gen 5 or 6, just because they don't fit in with the rest of my collection, and I think their material specifically makes them dumb. By themselves, they're just fine. I mean, she's a cutie. And then finally, to end off this area, we have my containers of food and clothes. So yeah, food is separated by some basic categories: meat, cheese, popcorn and fries. I don't know why I put those two together. Some drinks, desserts, veggies, even dishes. We even got dishes in the food drawer. And then for clothes is the exact same kind of container. So we got plastic hats, we got fabric hats, we got headbands, we got bandages, skirts, bows, scarves, necklaces, glasses. I was gonna say bracelets. LPS don't wear bracelets. And then some extra blue tack. Moving down here, we have my wallpapers. I want to find a better way to organize this stuff, but right now I have literally no ideas. And we even have like little sets. Like this is the set of the dressing room of a strip club. That's something I'm working on, so yet again, let me know if you want to hear about my projects, because I will talk about this strip club thing. And then I also keep a little street here. I know it's just a black piece of paper. It's a street. Use your goddamn imagination. This drawer is labeled cars and more because that's what it is. So we've got cars, trucks, campers, boats, sleds, fucking jet skis, all the, like, vehicles, transportation, those things. And then in this bin, we have, the little boxes that teensies go in. I love these things. I think they're such fun little concepts. We have a drawer labeled big stuff. That's what this is. We've got walls. I would put these up here, but there's, I don't know. I feel like it just makes more sense to put them here. There's space. And under these walls, we have cages or kennels, whatever. We have one extra pet nook that I have doubles of this one, so this one's already displayed up there. We've got these weird hamster wheel things that have a slide attached to them. I've got 2 of those. And then I've got one of these little trash houses. We've got cabins that I made for Camp Crackle. I would display these with my other houses, which we'll get to in a second. But they're just too small. I figured it made more sense to put them here because they're literally smaller than these things, and these things were already in here. We've got little pieces of play sets that I don't have anymore. So like the park, I believe these are all from... Like, there was, like, a playground one. I don't have that, but I have the swings. I have the little tunnel. I don't know what the hell this is, but it was probably from that. We've got a wall. We've got jail bars. And we've got these little entrance thingies. This drawer is labeled redacted, I guess. I don't know. There's literally nothing there. I'm covering up the contents of this box with LPS I'm selling just because I'm gonna put them up on eBay, and I don't want you guys having my home address. Because I sold you an LPS. But we've also got a show stage. I'm gonna sell that pretty soon. We've got this drawer set that I used to hold accessories in, but it was really inconvenient, so I put it down here. And as you can see, there's some, like, checklists in there in that bottom drawer. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with those. And then we have LPS I want to customize. I don't want to dig through this bag because it's really loud and it's super distracting. But yeah, just LPS I plan on painting. And this one, you know, you could tell she's already customized, but her nose fell off and her ears are made out of the same paint, so I just gotta repaint those. But yeah, some of them are those cheap, like, plasticky, fake LPS, but they have potential. I want to bring out that potential, and I want to paint them. Here's the final thing we're gonna cover today. Everything under my desk. So we have all of my lovely houses. Got 2 of these clinics, 1 of these show stages, which is why I'm selling the other one. This is my favorite LPS house. I love this one. And that's also a LPS house I really like. We've got this bakery. It's not LPS brand. I did a review on it if you really want to watch it. And then we have my Legos. I'm too lazy to bring them out and show them to you, but those are Legos in that bin that is shaped like a Lego. And then also a Lego house that wouldn't fit inside the box. Well, that concludes our tour, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. I know this video was a lot longer than stuff I usually do. Like, this is probably gonna be around 20 minutes. Again, thank you so much from the bottom of my deep dark heart for 100 subscribers. Having this channel and being able to express myself means so much to me, and it means a whole lot more to me when you guys comment on my videos and you're like, oh my god, Linus, this was so awesome. You're so funny. I love that so much, and I love seeing that little number above my username go up. If you want to make that go up even higher and you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing, man? Press the button, please. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys later. Bye!